Hello. I deployed the WCF service that we talked about before. Um, WCF. I deployed that to Beanstalk. I wanted to show you what this means. How does this work, right? So if I go out to the Beanstalk, where is it? Okay, so this is WCF. Cool. So the URL, excuse me. So WCF is pushed VolTeer forward slash, I'm sorry, dash WCF Elastic Beanstalk. This is the endpoint, service one. So let's take a look at service one. So service one really came from that guy, service one. I didn't change anything in it. I just wanted to deploy just a known working service. I pushed that. So it's when I see this page, by the way, this tells me it's ready to go. Like it's working and is waiting for a request. If you notice the WSDL file, so if I look at the WSDL, um, this sort of looks like a SOAP file, and it has exactly what's expected in response to request, what methods are going to be run, what's the contracts, all that good stuff. So if if I see this and I see this service is up waiting for action. So the question is, how do you test? How do you like isolate and test this WSDL or this service? So I found, not I found, but I've used a million times. It comes with your client or with your Visual Studio called WCFTestClient.exe. It's under your, it's not under your start menu. It really should be, but it's under Program Files x86 or Program Files Visual Studio 11, and just do a find for it underneath that. You'll find it pretty quickly. WCF Test Client. Not much to this. All this does is it sets up a proxy, a fake class, if you will, to call that service to see if it's operating correctly. So let's try to add this. I'm going to say add the service. Let me blank this out. I'm going to add. It's asking for the endpoint address. So let me give it the endpoint address. It's telling me what it is. It's right here. I'm going to copy that and drop that in there. Give it an OK, and it's going out and parsing out that file and trying to figure out what methods can be called, what's exposed, what's public and private, all that good stuff. And it will come back with a dialog saying that if I want to call one of the methods, give me the input parameters and call it. So let's take a look at get data. That's one of the vanilla um, methods that's available. So get data. Let's take a look at what get data does. Under here, I should see get data. Get data passes over an int and just blindly says, "Hey, you've entered a blank value." So in other words, if you get a response from this, you know that the handshake between the service and whatever's calling it is working. Very cool. In other words, after this, then we can let's say we had another method here to read from the data access layer, and that didn't work. Well, you don't know if it didn't work because you don't have the right security on the data access. There's a million of different reasons why this wouldn't work. But if this works, you know you're at least getting into this point. This is pretty cool. So let's take a look at get data. I'm going to enter in the number 50. I'm going to invoke it. In other words, start it. It's giving me a warning saying, don't give me your social because I'm not going to reach TPS. I invoke it. It thinks for a second. This was kind of long. Should be coming back already. It came back, but that was pretty long. So what this said was it invoked, it sent 50, and got returned back literally the message you entered 50, meaning it got to this. Very, very cool. So we've got a service layer that stood up that's serving. If I write code to go to the data access layer, I'm sorry, go to the business logic layer, I will get it served up here. So if somebody's asking for a list of skills, they'll ask for a list of skills. There'll be a method called list skills. List skills would go over to the middle tier projects, pull those skills, return it back, um, probably in an XML. In other words, we'll figure that one out later. You can serialize and send it back over as an XML. Um, Really, I'm thrilled. This is really really cool. So the way interfaces or I'm sorry, WCF works. If you look, there's a service class. This looks really close to what a regular dumb class would look like. I've got methods. There's nothing special here. There's none of that web method stuff that you might see in a old web services class. This is looking. It looks like just regular methods. It's implementing though. I'm looking for this. Yeah, there's the interface. It's implementing the iService One interface, which is this. Now this here, this looks a little bit different. So if we look at things like operation contract, data member, data member. So what is data member in operation contract? Operation contract is nothing but your methods. Boom. So these are your methods that are available, right? The data member bool val. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, bool val is something that's exposed in the data member. So apparently, if I was over in the service, I could probably. It looks like we implemented the two methods, but we didn't implement. Um, are they data members? I didn't see it real quick. Let me see. Yeah, these are just they're not properties. So if this was a property, I could have implemented this property. Really cool stuff. Um, I'm stoked. We've got like the structure of this whole application is sitting right in front of us and deployed. It doesn't do anything right now, but the framework is there. We've got the WCF layer that's going to serve the Java side. We've got the two presentation layers. We've got the data access layer. I've got the database that's served on Amazon site. Um, it's just a matter of building up our cases, doing the style sheeting, all that good stuff. Excellent. See you guys in class on Wednesday. Bye.